Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I am bringing you my October wrap up. So I read 4 books in the month of October, which was better than expected but not as good as I wanted. So we're in the middle ground here, which is okay. We're okay with that. So in October, the reasons I didn't read, I went back to full-time work. My full-time work incorporates shifts, which is anywhere between 7 AM to 3 PM. 3 PM till 11 PM, 8 till 4, 9 till 5, a range of times, and I drive an hour commute to work as well. So in theory I should have read more audiobooks, but I wasn't too sure what I wanted to listen to, but I did listen to 2 this month, which I really enjoyed, and I'm glad I got back into that. But let's get into the books that I did read and stop making complaints or excuses about why I haven't read. So the first book that I read set this month off to a cracking start. So this book was very kindly sent to me by the author Randall McNally, so thank you Randall so much. I actually am awed by this book. I thought it was really good, and that is Shadowless. I talked about it a lot in my vlog. I talked about my kind of rocky start with this book because every chapter within this book is a different perspective, so it's a completely different character in a different place and time and all those chaotic things, and it is a very unique writing style. But once you get through it, once you get through 100 odd pages and like the stories kind of start to come together and it makes sense, it's worth it. It's so good. I really loved this. I gave it 4 stars. I love the characters. I love the character development. My only critique is that there are 2 characters mentioned within this book that don't reoccur, and I would love to know where they went in their life, because we follow a lot of these characters continuously. So we see their backstory, or we see them kind of a little bit in the future, and then we get their backstory, which I really liked. I just love how all of these people come together and just create this cracking ending. And I do kind of want a next novel. I believe this is a standalone. I don't know if there's any plans to write anything more for this series or book, but the ending I want to kind of know a little bit more of. I want to know where that character goes. It was a nice twist. Really liked it. So 4 stars. Really recommend. Just let yourself get used to the way the writing is. Completely different to anything I've ever read, but it's definitely worth it, 100%. So the next book that I read in the month of October was The Near Witch, and I read this audibly, and I'm so glad that I managed to read it audibly, because if I hadn't read it audibly, I wouldn't have read it. And that's not because it's a bad book. That is because I just haven't had the time to sit down and physically read very much this month at all. So I listened to this audibly. I liked the narrator. Her voice was a little bit for me personally, but I really liked it. I loved that I could picture her voice being Lexi, and that's our main character. So in this book we're following Lexi, who is our main character, and she's grown up hearing stories of the Near Witch pretty much all of her life. And one day she notices a stranger out of her window in the dark, and the next morning a child has disappeared. So the town is trying to work out what's happened to this child, and these events kind of keep going, and everyone's trying to pin it on this stranger, but maybe it isn't the stranger, maybe there's someone else who's pulling the strings here. Read this book to find out. I love this. Perfect October read. It had the spooky settings. There was like, I swear there was, I don't know, something about the audiobook just made it really ambient and extra spooky, but not scary. Spooky, and I love that. So I gave this 4 stars as well. Really recommend the audiobook. I thought it was really good, and definitely give it a go. I really love V.E. Schwab's writing. I think it's really good, and the more I read from her, the more I fall in love with her writing. Slow build-ups, but I really love that. I love a slow build into my atmosphere and into the world, and then all of these things that happen to the characters I just care about so much more. And I think she's really clever and magical for how she writes. So yeah, 4 stars, loved this. Definitely recommend. The next book that I read in the month of October, 3rd book, Second audiobook that I listened to and third 4 stars that I gave was Kingdom of the Wicked by Harriet Maniscalco. I was pleasantly surprised about this book. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I did. Again, I listened to it audibly, loved it. For the same or similar reasons that I loved listening to Firekeeper's Daughter, in the sense that there are words that are said, because this is set in Italy, there are Italian words that I would have butchered the pronunciation of, so it was really good to hear it and have it audibly in my ears. I thought that was fantastic. This is the stunning Fairy edition, which I absolutely love, and I have got the sequel, Kingdom of the Curse, on, well, I'd like to say on its way, but I don't remember when it's being shipped, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. Not sure if I want to listen to that or read it, haven't decided yet. So we are following our main character Amelia, and she has got a twin sister called Vittoria, and one day Vittoria just doesn't come home, and Amelia stumbles upon her dead twin sister, and she is set on a warpath to find out who killed her sister and why. And when she is starting to try and figure this out, she manages to summon a prince from hell who is called Wrath, and he says that he wants to help her find out who killed her sister as well, benefits him as well, and we're set on this incredible journey. I fell in love with Wrath, as many people have. I fell in love with Amelia. I really like her character. I thought she was really, really like fiery and fantastic and well written, just showing her go from a character who is kind of more meeker and quiet and interested in a certain boy to then becoming this like confident and strong character who knows what she wants and will do anything to get it because it is about family. I loved it, fell in love with her, thought she was fantastic, and 4 stars, recommend it. Definitely check it out, definitely give it a read, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the sequel. And then finally, in October, the last book that I read physically, of course, half and half audio, half and half reading physically apparently this month, was The Devil Makes Three by Tori Bovellino. I hope I'm saying that right. So this is, again, another perfect spooky read. So if you're still looking for that spooky feel, to be fair, I'm really impressed. 3 of these books are actually spooky and dark, and I'm not necessarily a seasonal reader, but I'm really glad I managed to fit these into October. I think they fit perfectly. We are following 2 characters' perspectives in this. We're following Tess, who is a struggling student who is trying to work her way to pay for herself and her sister to get through school, and we're following Elliot, whose dad is the headmaster of this prestigious school that they both attend. Or all 3 of them attend, actually, because Tess's sister goes to the same school. But unfortunately, Tess and Elliot do not like each other. Well, Tess really doesn't like Elliot, and we are following them when they discover a secret passageway and a secret book, and they manage to unleash a demon into their school. And you know what? The twists and turns that this book gave me, I was not expecting half of them. Some of this is really gory, and like I don't mean gory as in like 18 gory, but for a YA I did think some of it was a little bit gory, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. Again, I gave this 4 stars. Don't know if I've already said that. I'm on a very excited rant today apparently. I love the Dark Academia setting. I can really see this being made into a film because it is quite cinematic in the way it's told. I could picture everything, and the descriptions are really good in my opinion. I loved it. I love the chemistry between Tess and Elliot. It's enemies to lovers, which is my all-time favourite trope for I don't know what reason, but I really love it. So it has that trope in this, which is fantastic. It's got Dark Academia in it, which a lot of people like, and I just thought it was the perfect autumnal read, and I'm so glad I actually got to it. This was my buddy read with my friend Kate as well. Don't know if she's read it, but Kate, I've read it and I really liked it, so I hope you do too. So there is my 4th and final book that I managed to read in the month of October. So there you have it, 4 books in this month. We have 2 months left of the year. Can you believe it? Because I certainly cannot. If you haven't actually seen my TBR that's already gone live, it's up here. Go check it out. It's a heck of a TBR. I'm taking part in Clear Your Shit in the month of November and December. Finishes on the 27th of December, I believe. I have got like 14 odd books that I talk about in there. Not in much detail. Not good at telling detail before I've read a book. Sometimes I'm not very good at telling detail after I've read a book. But we just go with it. So make sure you check that out, see what I'm thinking about reading. Have a look, actually. In that video, the Twitter for the readathon's actually linked. Go check it out. It's really fun. Did it last year. Loved taking part in it. Definitely something different, with the aim of clearing your shelves of books you already own and not focusing on buying anything else, even though I may have already started buying books already this month. But that's besides the point. So I'm going to stop blabbering on now. I'm going to end this video for you. So if you did enjoy this wrap up video, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below what you managed to read in the month of October. What was your all-time favourite read? I can't pick a favourite right now, if I'm completely honest. I really should start picking favourites every month. Oh, I don't know. Actually, do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to pick a favourite. My favourite read of this month was Shadowless because of how much it surprised me and I fell in love with characters. Very, very good. Highly recommend. Again, really promoting this book, guys. I really liked it. And if you don't want to leave me a comment, you can always leave me an emoji. Leave me any Halloween emojis because I'm still clinging on to Halloween. I still have my little haunted house here that I currently have nowhere for it to go and live until next Halloween, but that's fine. He can just stay there for now. And if you want to see more of me, see my vlogs, see my other content that I come out with, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload new videos. I currently upload on a Wednesday and on a Sunday, so be sure to stick around for more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video, guys. I hope you're having an amazing day and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.